I'm Caroline Craig from White County High School, and this is Blitz.
Welcome to our exclusive Blitz player interview here with White County state champion, an upcoming junior, Caroline Craig. Caroline, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and congratulations on just an exciting end of your sophomore season, being able to claim an individual state championship and a top 5 team finish. Let's just start with, obviously that's a big deal, winning a state title. What was that like? Talk us through the emotions of that 2-day tournament.
Well, we were really excited just to have the opportunity to even go to state because the team hasn't been in a really long time. So we were just all really excited and really, blessed to have the opportunity. And, we had a great practice round. We were getting to know the course, and we were all really excited, but we also had that nerves too. But, if you're not nervous, it means you don't care.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
always have those little nerves. But we had a great practice round, and, going into the first day, thinking it was going to be a 2-day, we were just focused on, having a great time, just focusing on one shot at a time, stay in the moment, don't worry about anybody else because, it's just you and the golf course out there. So, we had a pretty solid first day. We were excited in the morning. We had a great warm-up. We just tried to stay positive all day. I was just trying to stay in the moment, trying to focus on what I was doing, and just I wanted to help the team, just make as many birdies as I can for the team because we're just all about having that great team score and finishing strong the first day. And, we had pretty good weather in the beginning, and it started to rain towards my last 3 holes, but we just had a really solid first day, I thought, and just tried to stay focused and solid and not worry about the other teams.
Yeah, so a great first day, and then as you said, it started raining near the end, your last few holes of the first round. What was that like for you when you realized, how long did it take for you to realize you were in first place? And then what were the nerves like thinking that you might have that second day? And for those who don't know, most of the tournaments didn't get the second round underway at all, so eventually you win the state title just doing the 1 day, but what was that waiting like?
During my round, I did not want to know where I stood at all because I just wanted to focus on the shot in front of me because sometimes I get too ahead of myself. You start making mistakes. But I did not know where I was at all. I was just focused on, it was a pretty long day. So I was just focused on, finishing solid and getting as much birdies as I can for the team. And so after I had a really good front 9, I think I shot even par, and then the second 9, going into those last few holes, I had a few missed shots, but I just tried to stay focused, and, I was like, I got 3 holes left, I can grab a birdie somewhere, and that putt dropped on 17, and at that moment I knew I was in my score was pretty good at that time, but I didn't know where I stood, and then after I finished the last hole, Coach told me, do you know where you are? And I said, no, I have no idea. And he said, you're tied for the lead. And I was like, wow, I was just really overwhelmed with emotions and really excited. But I was already focused on that second day. Yeah. Because we knew the weather was going to be rainy, but we usually play in rain. So it wasn't, I was like, okay, we're playing. So today's done. Let's focus on the next day,
Did that put, I'm sure that put some added pressure on being in the lead heading into the second day, not knowing if you're going to play it or not.
It definitely did because, you sleep on it and you're like, I wonder if we get to play tomorrow. But,
Too much time to think, right?
Yes. But I just tried not to overthink it or let it overtake us. We were just happy with the first day, and we were just ready to play the second day. Yeah. We were ready.
So how did you react when on the second day you find out, hey, the tournament's a wrap, everyone's finishing where they're at, again, a top 5 team finish, outstanding for not making it for so long, but then yourself winning that individual state championship. That's incredible feeling, I imagine.
Yes, it was, I was really overwhelmed with emotions and just so grateful that I was able to bring a state title back to White County, and I was just so proud of our team because we had Rachel, which was her first state, and Carson, which was going to be her last. And, we worked really hard all season, and to achieve that, I'm just so grateful to be a part of that team and so proud of everyone.
And that actually leads exactly where I was going to go next. Is Carson Kimsey was a phenomenal golfer as well. She gets a scholarship to go play, I believe, Division II.
Yes.
And again, she plays year-round and just did a great job as a leader on the team, and yourself included. And it seemed like you all had a great chemistry, but what is it about her and her leadership that rubbed off on this program and the way the rest of you girls kind of respond to that?
She just was very loving, and we all supported each other through no matter what. I mean, if we had a bad round of golf, we were like, you know what, who cares? It's one round. You're going to get it the next time. And we all kind of like picked each other up,
Yeah.
We just, she was very supportive and very good at picking team outfits. And, we just all had a lot of fun because that was our main thing. I mean, golf is a game of fun. And so you just had to keep it light and, not let the nerves get to you or anything, and just focus on what we were doing.
Absolutely. Talk about what it was like to be in that top 5 as a team, because, I mean, again, the individual and team accomplishments were phenomenal, but for the team not being in so long, was that a goal? Was there a goal going into that state tournament, or was it sort of like, hey, we accomplished what we set out to do is just be here, but I'm sure you guys had a lofty goal in mind.
Yes. You always have goals, and you always go in it to win. I mean, you're in it to win it, and so we definitely knew after the area we didn't play our absolute best, but we knew that going to the state, I mean, it's golf. Anything can happen. So I definitely knew that we had a great chance of winning it, and so our whole goal was just, one shot at a time. Don't worry about the other scores or the other players, and, just give it our all.
Yeah.
And I mean, finishing top 5 was pretty awesome and really exciting.
Yeah, the weird part about it, and it just shows how strong the area was for golf. 4 of the top 5 all came from the same area. So you had yourselves, Woodward, Blessed Trinity, and Marist. And it seemed like that works out that way also in cross country a lot for White County being part of that in the toughest area, it seems like, around. Do you feel like that makes the team better and individually makes you all better when you're going up against the best competition in area, knowing that it's almost like a miniature state tournament?
Oh, definitely, because then you get to see where you are, and when you know that you can, I guess you say, hang with all the great players, because I definitely think our area is the strongest and one of the most competitive, and it's really great because it helps our games, and it really motivates us to just, do our absolute best and to give it our all, because I think when you have great competition, it's really fun to see everyone go against each other and really just try to push each other to be the best, and that's how it is in our area. And I think it's really nice that we have such great competition and great girls to play against.
Absolutely. And talk about the state tournament course in Maple Ridge and Columbus. How did that course play for you individually compared to other ones? Did you like that course a lot?
I did. That was a really nice course. We played some really great courses throughout the entire season. We had great tournaments to play in, and I think that definitely helped us prepare for that tournament because we were always trying to prepare for the next event, and especially the area in the state. And, that course was in really good shape. The rain just really killed it, and it's hard to drain. Can't remember how many inches we got, but it was just a crazy amount. But that course was really great. The greens were really nice, a little bumpy, but I felt like the courses we've played, and especially our home courses up here, really helped us because there were some slopes, and we're used to that living up here. And Maple Ridge was a great site for the state tournament, so it was a lot of fun.
Cool. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back for part 2 of our interview here with Caroline Craig. Back for part 2 of our interview here with White County's state champion, Caroline Craig, an incredible golfer. Again, so glad to have you on here. Who is a golfer that you look up to? Pro, former teammate, current teammate, whatever.
But I have a lot of favorite professional golfers, but by far one of my golfers that I look up to is Annika Sorenstam, which is, she shot the 59, the only female golfer to shoot 59, and I actually played with her when I was 10 years old in the Annika experience, and that was an amazing opportunity because she just really inspires me, and especially with all of her golf achievements, and just the way she carries herself. I love her attitude. I love her just mental game, and be able to play with her when I was 10, and I was the only girl to make a birdie on it too. So
Cool.
every time, sometimes whenever I see Annika, she'll be like, I said, "Do you remember me?" The girl who made the birdie, she said, "Birdie girl." So it's just really fun.
That's
but
cool.
that was an amazing experience that I'll remember for the rest of my life. But she's definitely one I look up to.
Absolutely. That's a cool story. I had no idea about that. Going back to area, we talked about when you got Woodward, Blessed Trinity, Marist, and White County, those 4 teams in the same area, and then again having so much success at state and kind of being on the map for the foreseeable future.
Yes.
You talked about how that made you a better golfer. I do understand that, like, you came from Florida.
Yes.
Talk about making that transition here and knowing already some of those girls that you were going to compete against.
Well, the transition was really smooth and easy because we've had a cabin up here for about 12 years, so it's kind of been my second home.
Okay.
But yes, I knew some of the girls on that team already, on those other teams, the other high school teams, because of my national tournaments that I play in, and some of their top players play in the same national events, so I kind of already had a relationship with them, and I knew that they were in our class and who we beat up against, so that was really cool to know. But moving to White County, it was really exciting. I really love it here, and just everyone is so supportive, and it's just so awesome, and just I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a great place to be. And you kind of mentioned, if anyone hadn't caught this, you've been peppering in these mentions of your tournament play outside of high school, and I mean it's very extensive, and it's paid off for you because this is phenomenal, even more so than being a state champion. I think that you pretty much at the end of your freshman year committed to UGA to play golf. What was that recruiting process like, and why did you settle on UGA so early?
Well, I started visiting colleges when my first visit, I think, was 12 years old, and I was to Ole Miss.
Wow.
But because you have some national event, some outside golf tournaments that are played at those colleges, so it's a perfect opportunity to go and check it out. And, I visited Georgia when I would say a year ago, and I just kind of fell in love with it immediately. The coach is just absolutely amazing. The program is so solid. I really love how they focus on team chemistry and just really everyone pushes each other to be the best. And so I started the recruiting process at a pretty young age.
No kidding.
But that was just about experience and knowledge, just gaining knowledge about the colleges. That way, when I got older, I would know like the right place to be. So I just really wanted to just start the recruiting process early, and so I could just get a feel for everything. There was no rush, but just God's plan, just everything kind of fell in place and just happened, and now I'm firmly committed to Georgia, and it's just such a blessing and so grateful.
It blows my mind. I mean, you don't hear about that very often, to be going from transitioning from freshman to sophomore and making a commitment like that. And again, that's a two-way commitment because they're also committing to you as well.
Right.
What excites you most about playing on that team? It's weird when you say that you're a class of 2023 UGA commit.
Yes. Man, I'm just so grateful to be committed there because it's just an amazing school. I mean, their academics are there, their athletics are obviously there, and I'm just so excited we're going we want to win a national championship, and that's definitely what the coach has always said, like he's recruiting players so we can win that title.
And to win it, like
yes,
you said. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I'm just really excited to have the chance to play on that team and get to travel and get to get my degree at the same time, and
ultimately LPGA.
That's
be awesome.
That's the main goal. Yes,
Yeah.
Got a lot of goals in college too.
Absolutely. So making that commitment again, a big deal. Class of 2023. You kind of talked about how you settled on UGA, but what does it give you? I imagine too there's like a weight that has to be lifted too, because by starting that process so early, you're done with it now. So you can be more focused on the rest. You still have half your high school career to go, and you don't have that burden to carry.
Yes, and I'm just so grateful for that, especially because now I can just focus on my tournaments, focus on keeping the good grades up, and just that's definitely, like you said, a big weight lifted off. And that's why, I drove through so many schools and visited lots of schools, played their golf courses. I kept a little composition book and wrote down what I liked, what I didn't like.
Pros and cons and all that, yeah.
If what they offered for academics-wise, because that's just as important. And so, just having all that knowledge and experience really helped with my decision, and I'm just so excited.
So if you're already looking at academics, do you already have an idea of, like, what you want to pursue in that realm? I know that's kind of throwing that real, just right here, like, you didn't know I was going to ask you that, but is it, because, again, you're only a sophomore, now you're going into your junior year, but, it's early, again, for you to be thinking of that aspect, but is there something academically that draws you specifically also to UGA?
They have this thing, sports media there, and their business school is really nice, too, so I definitely want to go into, like, communications and business.
Awesome.
Specifically, like, I don't know quite yet, but I just know those are the two fields that I want to definitely do.
Yeah.
Definitely
and
interests
there's
me.
Tons of opportunities there as well. So talk about, because some people don't understand this, but a lot of people that decide to go on to play collegiately, golf's not something you just pick up every spring.
Right.
And you've kind of talked about some of the other tournaments you've played in. Tell us kind of how often, if you want to be serious about playing golf and playing at the level you are, how often are you swinging a club?
Well, so Bubba Watson, which is another great golfer that I love, he always says if I'm off for a little bit, I at least have to do 100 swings a day.
Wow.
Because you got to just keep that muscle memory moving. But I play tournaments from January to December. I'm basically I'm a year-round golfer, and of course I take breaks. Everyone has to take breaks, but
your breaks consist of 100 swings a day, right?
Well, not quite that many,
day,
but
right?
That's Bubba Watson. But I'm definitely doing something. But I play in American Junior Golf Association, Southeastern Junior Golf Association, the USGA, and several amateur events, but I just try to keep a good schedule all year. That way, to play collegiate, you got to play in outside tournaments.
Yeah.
And that really helps you for those college events, too, because you're playing the good distances. You're playing against amazing players, so you have great competition, and that really helps prepare you for anything that's thrown your way, any high school event, any outside event, college events, if that's what you want to do, play college golf. So I definitely try to keep a really solid schedule through the entire year. That way, you just keep everything in sync. Yeah. And it's so important to play those outside events.
Yeah. And then again, it preps you for the high school season as well.
Exactly.
But what's the outlook like for White County Lady Warriors golf for 2018? I know Carson is that's a huge hole to fill, but from the buzz that we hear around the areas that this golf program is on the map for quite a while now. So talk about the excitement of going into next year.
It's really exciting because we have some great upcoming freshmen, including my sister, Katie Craig.
Oh, cool.
And the little lefty. And then we have Erin Dorsey, who has just really excelled, and Eliza. Rachel Brock is it's just keep on improving her game, and we got Jordan, and I'm just really excited for this season, and I know it's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll just keep on practicing up to it. That way we have experience, and we're ready for it, and I just know we're going to be really solid. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
So those other schools better watch out.
Yeah, you better be listening, Marist and Blessed Trinity. What is it you hope to grow? How is it you hope to grow as a player moving forward before you get to UGA? So you have 2 more years, and I've never met a player who didn't want to improve. So it's hard to imagine you getting any better, but I'm sure there's areas that you have in mind pinpointed to improve on.
Well, right now, so since I'm verbally committed already and already got that weight off, I'm preparing to play there. These next 2 years before I get there are preparing to, when I get there, I can just give it my all,
Yeah.
And so I'm really working on my mental toughness. I'm just trying to.
That's interesting.
Yes, you got to be mentally tough, and you got to just, keep on sharpening up the game, getting more experience and knowledge. Like this past event that I just played in, I gained a lot of experience playing from different types of grasses and having to play different shots, and that's what's really important, to gain that experience and knowledge. That way, in any event, any situation, you know how to handle it. So, you will always have things to improve on, and that's just a few of the things I'm improving on.
Well, that's fascinating. I don't think I've ever heard any athlete I've interviewed in 10 years that said mental toughness is something they wanted to improve on. That shows a lot of maturity there. All right, so this is one of my favorite parts. We're going to end with this. It's called rapid fire. So you haven't heard what I'm about to ask you, so it's just going to be whatever the first thing that pops in your mind. So this is so that we can get another perspective of Caroline Craig and learn a little bit more about you.
Oh, gosh.
So we'll start with, and I don't know, I'm hoping this applies, the car that you drive. Do you drive yet? Anyway,
I don't have my own car, but I do drive my mom's Suburban.
That's a big car.
Yes, big cars.
Yeah.
But I can park that in parallel park.
Wow,
so.
That's impressive. That is impressive.
Working on it.
Golf superstitions that you have.
Superstitions. If I have a great round and whatever outfit I wore, sometimes I'll wear that again.
Yeah.
Like when I shot my 3 under par, that outfit I wore a few times afterwards, just thinking it had something in it.
It's got something to do with it, right?
Doesn't matter what you wear, it's what you shoot.
Yeah. But I'm right there with you. I mean, sometimes why mess with a good thing, right? The class you dislike the most and wish you could skip.
Math.
Okay, you were really quick on that one. So.
Especially geometry. I love algebra, but geometry was just, that was a struggle.
Favorite pro athlete? I think I know what this is based on what you already said.
Annika Sorenstam, Stacey Lewis, Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas.
Very good. Craziest or funniest thing that any coach has said or done around you?
I would say at state, Coach Dorsey came up to me on one hole because we were kind of waiting, and he just pulled out a random mint from his pocket and said, "Eat this, it'll help you hit better." And I was like, okay, so I did. He just always keeps us laughing.
Yeah,
it
keeps
fun.
it lighthearted, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Your favorite teammate? This could be past, present, future. Doesn't have to be at White County. No pressure. I mean, no one get offended, but.
Favorite teammate? I love them all. I can't pick a favorite. It's just like clubs. I can't pick a favorite club because I like them all.
That works, except maybe Sandwedge. You wouldn't.
I love my sandwich.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't use it very
club.
much. You probably don't use it very often. Most embarrassing golf moment?
I was playing at the Georgia State Girls for the GSGA last year at Reynolds Plantation, and on the first tee there was a few college coaches watching, like everyone was there, and I could not get the tee into the ground because it's solid clay, and I just struggled for the longest time on the first tee. And
with college coaches watching.
Yes, and my opponents and everything. I finally got it in. I teed off, but that was an awkward.
You're just
moment.
ready to get out of there.
Yes.
After that, right? All right, last one for you, and then you're off the hot seat. What you wish others would remember you most for by the time you leave White County High School?
I'd say my character and attitude, and just how I handle myself, and how I try to, I'm just always playing for the team, and just always try to help support everyone and just stay positive and just have a great time because it goes by so fast.
It does.
So you got to enjoy every moment.
Absolutely.
And make it worth it.
Absolutely. Well, Caroline, thank you so much again for your time. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the opportunity for us to get to know what a great young lady you are, and you got a bright future ahead of you, and we can't wait to see you maybe get a couple more state championships as well.
And the team win one too.
Team as well. Yes, that would be awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.